Hello everybody. For my BioBits project, I am doing the endangerment of the North Atlantic right whale and its benefits it has on the marine ecosystem and why we need to focus on restoring its population. With an estimate of only 336 left, the North Atlantic right whale is a critically endangered species of baleen whale. Losing them has critical consequences for the marine ecosystem and surrounding environments. It is important that we pay more attention to what we can do to mitigate the deaths of right whales so that we can uphold the benefits they give and possibly save a species. One reason we need to increase the population is because of the recycling process right whales have called the whale pump. This process recycles deep water nutrients through the whale's excrement that floats to the top of the ocean surface to feed phytoplankton. These phytoplankton photosynthesize and help against climate change. Another reason we need to increase populations for the right whale is because of whale falls. Whale falls are when a whale's carcass sinks to the bottom of the ocean, and according to an annual review, whale carcasses serve as carbon storages that sequester large amounts of carbon at the bottom of the ocean. Rebuilding populations can help combat climate change and control the carbon in the atmosphere. They also serve as habitats and food sources for organisms that are at the bottom of the ocean. Benefiting from these effects, we first need to identify major contributors to their dying off. First, right whales are susceptible to vessel strikes more than other species of whales because of their migration routes and areas of food source. For hundreds of years, before major seaports, the migration routes and breeding grounds for right whales have been close to the coast and in the shallow waters of northern Florida, Georgia, and South Carolina. Right whales feed heavily on the copepods C. finmarchicus, a type of crustacean which are present along the coast of the Gulf of Maine all the way up to the Bay of Fundy and the Scotian Shelf. But due to climate change, the northern region of the Atlantic has experienced the harshest weather, thus making the waters unsuitable for both the whales and food source. The copepods can easily adapt to other regions of water, but simultaneously this screws up the routes that right whales use. Due to traveling on the coast, right whales unfortunately find themselves entangled within lobster fishing lines, cutting them, demobilizing them, and ultimately drowning them. Obviously, the lobster fishing industry is nowhere close to going out of business, so the new use of ropeless fishing gear is gaining traction. Lobster traps with inflatable bags that can be controlled on board remotely are gaining interest but are still in early stages. The National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration (NOAA) is the federal agency that is responsible for regulating commercial fishing. Plans to release in May of 2022 a draft policy to extend the release and development of ropeless fishing gear nationally. In addition, NOAA has conducted seasonal closures of lobster fishing in specific areas during certain times of the year, primarily around November to late mid-April when breeding season ends. This time period has also enacted the regulation of vessels 65 feet or longer to travel at most 10 knots in specific areas to reduce the possibility of striking whales. Right whales have tremendous impacts to the marine ecosystem, which help against climate change. These efforts to limit the decreasing numbers are huge, but not enough. We need to continue educating and promoting the restoration of North Atlantic right whale.